Om Namaste. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a great Sunday. I just got out of church and I wanted to talk about a topic. The topic today is, what does it mean to be rich? I don't know where you're checking in from, but I live in the United States, and over here we believe that richness has to do with possession. Whether you drive a nice car, whether you dress nice, how much money you got. People will label whether you're rich or not based on exterior things. And there is a level of physical richness. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. It is nice to have nice things and have a nice house and not worry about bills and all that. But that can only take you so far. To me, true richness is something that cannot be measured on the outside. It's how you feel day in and day out. What is your natural place that you live from? Someone that is always agitated, always upset, lets any little thing ruin their day. To me, that's a very poor person. They're very poor in the sense that they don't have the right perspective, and it's not allowing them to make choices that are going to bring them inner riches. Inner riches like peace, love, happiness, harmony, blessings. To me, those are more valuable than having the nicest car or having the nicest clothes. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to look like you got it all together on the outside, because people will compliment you, people will compare you to themselves, and you'll feel like you're doing better than everyone else. But if you pay attention to the people that have a lot of money, a lot of them end up getting into drugs. They end up making really poor choices which affect their life, whether it's through their marriage, through their kids, even to themselves, where some of them will either commit suicide or they'll end up in prison. So clearly money does help, but it doesn't fix everything. I used to suffer from this because my parents came from a third world country, and in third world countries, some people don't even have refrigerators, some people don't even have light, some people don't even have water. So when we came here, it felt like we made it. But still, the fear of one day going back to that, I think, kept my mom and my parents, my dad, very stingy about spending their money, very money oriented, thinking that if they just held on to the blessings that they have, that then things would be okay. But now, as I'm growing up, I'm realizing that yes, it's great to have a house where I can hit the lights and they're always there, have a refrigerator stocked with food, have money that I can go out to eat or to the movies. But those are temporary fulfillments. They're not eternal fulfillments. They're not going to make me happy for more than maybe a couple hours or a day. And I don't know about you, but I want to live a life of happiness. I want to live a life of peace. And more importantly, I don't want to feel like my world is ending every time I get hit with a hard situation, a hard obstacle. So as I evolve in my spiritual evolution and my maturity in this world, I'm seeing how important it is that my inner world is stable, that I have things that I do in my day that bring me back to the realization that it's more about how I see things. It's more about what I perceive as important from within. Am I seeing the world through the eyes of blessings, or am I seeing the world through the eyes of victimhood? Because the thoughts that are going on in my head, unless I share them with you, which is what I'm doing now, you might not know the inner chatter and the inner battles that I'm going through. Just like all of you that are watching are going through your own inner chatter and your own inner battles. So nobody on the outside really knows what you're going through inside, but it's up to you to know. It's up to you to make what you give your attention, your love to, important. And you could say that your attention is a form of love. Every time you put your attention on the fact that you don't have money or friends, or the fact that things aren't going your way, you're empowering those things with your love. You're loving to worry, you're loving to suffer, you're loving to be pessimistic. And whether you're doing it subconsciously or not, you're still doing it. So I'm here to point this out to you and hopefully encourage you to love to bless, love to be positive. And the more you master this, you'll eventually learn to love your weaknesses, love your mistakes, love your sins, and see how they have all played a part to get you to where you are now, to get you to a place of revelation, a place of insight. Your attitude affects your altitude. So the more you complain, the heavier you'll feel. The more you bless and appreciate, the lighter you will become. And I've talked about how you're a channel in other talks. Look at it as a frequency. The lower you are, the heavier you feel, the lower of a frequency you are. And the higher you feel blessed, the higher of a frequency you are. And we all know how radios work. Every radio station has a set frequency that you have to tap into. And our emotions are no different. Every emotion has a set frequency. So if you are always pessimistic and you want blessings in your life, it's going to be very hard for you to hear, for you to tune into that frequency. Just like if you're someone that's always feeling blessed and thankful, it's going to be very hard for you to tune into the frequency of pessimism and of depression. So you choose the frequency you want to live your life, and do everything in your power to tune yourself to that frequency. Forget about the outside world. Forget about the outside circumstances. They will follow suit to the frequency you choose. Maybe not right away. But the more you practice this, the more you will see the changes in your life. And your life is not always going to be perfect. I'm not saying if you tune into your frequency of love, appreciation, and enlightenment, that you're not going to be tested. Sometimes you're tested even more to make sure that you have fully made the change within, so that it fully stabilizes in your being, and you prove to yourself once and for all that you have the power, no one else. Much love. Till next time. Namaste.